Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Battle Report number 6. I know it's been a little bit in between this and the previous battle report. Apologies. I was in a field exercise with my unit for a good couple of days during the fucking weekend, so that kind of delayed it a little bit. But we're back, and with the second Battle for Foy. This is not the last battle of the campaign, obviously, but this is the last battle where both Max and I are utilizing a full, untouched formation slash company. Essentially, after this, we're going to be pulling solely from our reserve lists, as that's all we'll have left. Some of our unit reserves are a lot bigger and better than others, but that's what we're going to be utilizing after this battle. So, without further ado, let's get into the second battle for Foy. Alrighty, it's been a while. Sorry, I had a failed exercise. Alright, so we are back with battle report number 6. Let's go over the formations. We are once again at Foy. So I know it's not historically accurate how it looks, but we're going with it for right now. Alright, so for the allied formation, I'm running my usual setup of armored formation and then a infantry formation. So I've got my fucking Pershing platoon, my Sherman 76s, Sherman headquarters, Chaffies, and then Sherman 75s, along with the Scott support formation with a Grasshopper. And then for the infantry, I'm running a dismounted rifle platoon along with the armored infantry headquarters along an armored infantry platoon. One thing I like about the armored infantry platoon is just the sheer amount of bazooka teams that they get. One for each half track, essentially. And then for my reserves, because we're running 30 points this time, I'm going to be holding a platoon of Comets and then a small section of Shermans. Both of these are from my British reserves. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the Axis formation.
Alright, and for the German formation, we have a group of late HQ, not SS, but HQ Panthers, leading 2 Tigers with 4 Panzer IVs with support of an SDKF Z-231 company. And then for the infantry formation, we have the SS Panzer Grenadier Company armored, leading a group of Panzer Grenadier platoon, and then a Ardennes Fallschirmjäger platoon, which is upgraded with the STG add-on, as well as 2 SMG teams, which are represented by these guys here, and then 2 of the Panzerschreck teams that are seen here. And then we have an SMG team normally, and then 4 of the mortars, as well as the 3 7.5 centimeter tank hunter platoon. And for reserves, for my 30 points exactly, I have 1 Stug from a previous battle, and then another 2 Stugs from a previous battle, and I'm keeping them separate so I can have separate deployment, as well as a 7.5 centimeter gun platoon from the last Battle of Foy, and then 2 other Panzer IVs. So yeah, that's the German formation for this Battle of Foy.
One more thing before we forget, we are running the encirclement game mode for this. So essentially I've got 1 deployment zone in the corner as the attacker over here, and then a second one over there. The way that it works for Max is he's got that whole broad backward section with the section that pushes out in the middle right here. We were debating between 2 deployment game modes, either bridgehead or encirclement. We determined that encirclement will work better as the first game that we want to play bridgehead. We want to actually try and have a bridge on the terrain, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into deployment. Alright, so deployment is set up. So for the allies over here, I've got my Scott set up in this wheat field with the headquarters right across, along with my 75 and 76 platoons. Then over here, I've got my rifle platoon, or armored platoon, or armored rifle, or armored infantry platoon, my Pershings and my Chaffies, along with the armored infantry headquarters. And then right now, all the infantry is mounted. Grasshopper is waiting to be called in with the reserves. For the Germans,
Yeah, so for the Germans, my Panther Lead HQ is sitting tight right here with the Fallschirmjäger getting ready to storm into the forest. And then I spearheaded with my SDs all the way up into here, in which the Panzer IV and the HQ Armored Squad utilized. And then my mortars right here. And then for the cool factor, if I actually want to use this bunker, I put my SMGs in here, and it'll probably be a horrible tactic. Yeah, horrible tactical decision, but cool factor. And then normal Panzer Grenadier platoons here with the tank hunters sitting at the edge of the forest. So they're all good. With my cover that I put out from here to there, as well as to there. But because I got intel last game, I'm going to be redeploying some of his units.
which unit are you redeploying?
I'm going to redeploy either the Persians or the Scots. And this is a hard decision that I've been considering. So,
What's it gonna be?
6 inches out of your deployment.
Up to 6 inches out of the deployment.
Up to 6 inches, and they were right on the edge of your deployment. So were these guys.
Yeah, based off the Chaffee platoon leader.
Yeah. I am going to redeploy. I'm gonna redeploy your Scots.
All right, where are you putting them?
I'm going to put them right over as far to the edge of this as you can.
All right, deployment is complete. Oh, and Max is keeping his Tigers as his ambush unit.
Yes.
Alrighty. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Allied turn number 1. Alright, so American turn number 1. So, cross-country dash the Scots right back to where they fucking started.
Know. You didn't let me know what their dash was. I would have changed my decision.
Lesson learned. Kept the Sherman headquarters there for now. Pushed up the 75s and 76s. I am hesitant rushing this area because last time I did, that became a graveyard for Shermans. And then over here, I dashed up the half tracks, kicked out the infantry, filled this house with bazooka teams and rifle teams. Bazookas fired and were able to bail out one of the Panzer IVs. Pushed up the Pershings and the Chaffies. Chaffies and those 2 Pershings shot into the Panzer IVs, no effects. Pushed up the infantry just a little bit. They are technically now within the forest, and I'm just now realizing I did not shoot this Pershing. He's going to take a shot at your Pack 40s.
5 to hit. Well, hold on. Dug in cover, concealed, and about a 16. So 2 6s to hit.
Alright, here's the first. Nope. So that was a 3, so not happening anymore. Alright, that concludes American/Allied turn 1. Moving on to German turn number 1. Alright, German turn number 1.
Alright, so I'm you issued a cross year order with the Panthers, so basically with their 2-up cross check, it became a 1-up cross check, so they basically freely got to move in from the forest. And then the Fallschirmjäger moved up, and then the Panzer IV, so he was unable to bail back in, but this guy unloaded his HQ unit into here, and they ranged in here. They didn't take out any infantry, but they pinned them down, but they did bail one of the half tracks. And then the Panzer IV here and that half track, as well as these two SDs, fired into the house to take out his bazooka teams. And unfortunately, they didn't get any hits. Well, they did, but they were all saved. And then the tank hunters and the Panzer IV were able to successfully bail out that Pershing. These guys moved up as well, and the Tigers are still waiting in ambush.
Alrighty, moving on to American turn number 2. Alright, American turn number 2. So, reinforcements got 6, so brought in the 2x Sherman section that I still had alive. They took some shots over on the Panzer IVs, no effects. Moved one of the Pershings up so the Pack 40s can't see him anymore. Also had the bazookas fire, Chaffee's fire, and Pershing's fire essentially into the Panzer platoon, along with this Sherman section that I moved up. We eliminated 3 of the Panzer IVs and then killed bailed the 4th one. Had some 50 cals and a half tracks fire into the scout vehicles. Actually got some hits, but no penetration on it. Had the infantry push up a little bit, started engaging Max's infantry. Scored 1 hit. We got a save. Had the 76s fire into the Panthers. No effects. Had those Shermans lay down a smoke screen, and then had the Scots fire into the forest over here with the Grasshopper observing. Was able to take out 2 infantry teams. And yeah, pretty decent turn so far. Max hasn't deployed his Tigers, so we'll see what happens there. So moving on to German, turn number 2. Alright, German turn number 2.
Alright, so Tigers came out of ambush, took out one of the 76s. Panthers stayed put. These guys moved up into the houses and everything. I had the SMGs move out of the bunker and now into this building here, but they had a dash to get there. And then the SD scout troop and the Panzer IV tried firing into the houses, and no success as well as the half track. These guys couldn't shoot anything. The mortars took out. Well, hold on. Actually, the SD shot at the half tracks and they took out one and bailed another. And then the mortars tried shooting in and they didn't do any success. And then the infantry, probably the biggest success of this turn, took out 4 of his infantry in the forest. So that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, moving on to American turn number 3. Alright, so American turn number 3. Comets came in, so my reserves are all on the board. This is my full force now. Backed up the Shermans a little bit, put down a smoke screen. Only one got successful, so yeah. However, unlike last time, the 76s were able to successfully flank the Tigers and killed both of them, thank God. Comets didn't get to do anything because that's, yeah. But it's fine. Artillery fired again on the slowly advancing infantry. We were able to take out another 2 teams, so we're slowly whittling them down. Was able to take out the last Panzer IV over here. Took out the half truck right there with the bazookas. The Pershings took out the scout vehicles. I pushed up the Chaffees, started firing into Max's MG42s in that house. And then this disappointment over here. So I pushed up the infantry. I rolled 17 dice. Not a single one hit his guys. Those sandbags are freaking lifesavers right now. It's slightly infuriating. But that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, overall, fairly successful turn. Took out the Tigers, took out the last Panzer, took out a lot of vehicles. A lot of vehicles and my full forces on the board now. So yeah, moving on to German. Turn number 3. Go. German turn number 3.
So infantry shot into there again. Took out even more. So now these guys have to start rolling morale checks. These guys weren't able to shoot again, but they're not moving. Mortars fired into there again. Didn't work. Really successful. I think it took out 1.
Yeah, you took out 1 infantry team with the mortars.
Yeah, and then the SMG teams finally fired into there.
MG42. There's a difference between SMG and MG42.
It says S on it. That's why I keep saying it. It says SMG42. So MG42s fired into there. Took out a lot more. Panthers. Oh, I did get reinforcements, and Starks came in and they helped with that situation, as well as the Panthers firing into there. These guys rushed up after getting unpinned, and even with slow firing on the Panzer strikes, they fired into here and were able to take out one of the 75s. And that is German turn 3.
Moving on to American/Allied turn numero 4. All right, American turn number 4. Moved the Comets up. They engaged the Stugs. They were able to kill one of them. Had the Shermans here and there fire their MGs on the infantry, along with the artillery firing on the infantry. Took out a lot of them. He's going to have to start morale checks now. Moving over here, pushed the half tracks and some of the infantry up. Fired a lot of rounds into the church. Got a lot of hits, but no kills. That was the half tracks, the bazookas, the infantry, and the Pershings all firing into it. The Chaffies fired into the house again, got a few hits, but no kills. Pushed the headquarters up over here to start capping the supplies, and then pushed the Shermans up here. They're just on the edge, they're able to contest my intel objective. So, yeah, halfway decent turn. Then moving on to German, turn numero 4. All right, German turn number 4.
All right, mortars fired over into there, and they took out 3 infantry units, 1 within the house and then 2 outside. And then these guys tried firing into that 1 half track to potentially bail it or kill it. Unsuccessful. Panther, well, I got a Stug coming for infantry, and so they fired into there and bailed 2 of the Comets, and then the Panthers fired into there, as well as Panzerfaust, and killed 1 more of the 75, so now he has to make morale checks. And then over there, those guys are kind of at a stalemate. These guys actually got stuck in because they tried to make a cross check and were unsuccessful, all 3 of them, so they are all stuck. So, yeah. But other than that, that's German turn 4.
All right, moving on to American/Allied turn number 5. All right, so American turn number 5. So Comets went firing into the Stugs, took out another one. That Sherman failed his morale check and ran away. Same with that guy earlier, I forgot to mention that. These Shermans fired their MGs into the infantry. Artillery fired into the infantry as well. Was able to take out 1 more team. Over here, half-tracks, bazookas, and Pershings all fired into the church and proceeded to wipe out the remaining Germans in there. Chaffies went ahead and fired into the house. Took out 2 of the MG42 teams. So they're going to have to start making morale checks as well. And yeah. Half a decent turn. Took out another vehicle. Wiped out another formation. Caused another one to have to start making morale checks on top of all the other ones. So yeah, moving on to German turn number 5. right, German turn number 5.
So my reinforcements came in for the Panzer IVs and the 7.5 centimeter gun platoon. I issued follow me orders as well as cross here orders on a lot of my units. But so the Panzer IVs moved up and were able to bail one of the Shermans there. The gun platoon is just out of range, so he wasn't able to fire. One of these guys is still stuck, but 2 of them became unstuck for the tank hunters, and then they issued a follow me order, but it was unsuccessful, so the unit leader is all the way up there while the other 2 are stuck back. And then the mortars fired over into there, didn't get any kills. And then over here, the Panthers issued a crosshair order and moved up and tried firing into those guys, but with no hits. The Panzerschreck moved up and weren't able to do anything, unfortunately. And then the Stug was able to fire and get 1 bailed. So I got bailed when I needed kills, but we're going to hope that's enough for right now until my next turn. But I don't think it is.
Yes, we'll find out. Moving on to American Allied turn number 6. Alright, American Allied turn number 6. So, backed some of the comments up, had the Scots one of the Scots push forward, and with combined MG power, we completely deleted the remnants of that one Fallschirmjäger platoon. Had the other Comet trying to take out the Stug, but he missed. Pushed these Shermans up to get a flank shot on the Panther, and they were able to bail it, not kill it, unfortunately. Pushed up the half tracks with a little bit of infantry to suppress the house. Got a couple of hits. No, we did not kill them off though. Had the Chaffies and the Pershings take their shots at the Pack 40s, no effects. And then had the Sherman that isn't bailed shooting to the Panzer IVs, but he missed. So yeah, not the best turn, but at least I finished off one of his infantry platoons. So without further ado, moving on to German turn number 6. Alright, German turn number 6.
Another round of bails. So the Stug wasn't able to hit anything. The Panther was able to get back in, and even with 4 shots and a good firepower, they only bailed those 2 Shermans. The tank hunters were able to bail one of the Pershings, which is fine to an extent, because it's rare for them to even hit. And then I was able to kill one of the Shermans over there with the Panzer IV, but he got stuck, and then he got stuck as well. So, yeah.
Alright, moving on to American turn number 7. Alright, American Allied turn number 7. Push the Comets up over here to get a flanking shot on the Panthers. Was able to take one out. This Comet right here continued his fight against the Stug. Still no hits. The Scots did try to directly observe themselves. No effects. Both of them failed their remounts. That got snake eyes, so that was fun. Pushed up didn't move the half tracks at all. And they proceeded their heavy 50 cal barrage into the house. Finally killed the last MG team. Pushed the Pershings up over here against the Panzer IVs. No effects, unfortunately. And then the Chappies over there went ahead and pushed up on the Pack 40s. We were able to take one out with the MGs. So yeah, fairly decent turn. Took out a Panther, took out a Pack 40. Finally took out that resilient MG42. And yeah, moving on to German turn number 7. Alright, German turn number 7.
So the Stug was able to get back in, got 2 bails, and then the Panther kills one more of the Shermans, and then over here we took out a Pershing with the Panzer IVs. The gun platoon isn't even able to penetrate their front armor, and then these guys were able to bail one of the Chaffies. And oh, I forgot the mortars. So for the 3 half tracks that they can hit, none of them hit, and then for the 1 infantry, They hit. And they
Save.
save.
All right.
Alright, that's the end of German turn 7.
Moving on to American Allied turn number 8. All right, American turn number 8. All right, so redirected one of the both the comets got bailed back in. Redirected one of them to help take out the Stug. Finally got that out. Had the other one fire at the Panther. Missed. Had the Sherman shoot the Panther. He hit. Max rolled a 6, so the round deflected up at a 90-degree angle. Reloaded the fucking headquarters infantry back into their half track. They pushed up against the enemy mortars. They took out one team while the Scots over here were able to fire a barrage down there and took out another one. And then over here, had the Pershings redirect their fire to the Panzer IVs. They were able to bail one out. And then the Chaffies finished off the Pack 40s with their MGs with some lucky rolls. And yeah, also pushed up the infantry right here, starting to move towards the forest. So yeah, moving on to German turn number 8. German turn number 8.
Nothing happened. Actually, hold on, I still roll Panzer Foss.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna fucking move to the side here.
Oh, he is way out of the 6 inches.
He doesn't hit anyone. So nothing happened.
You pulled your mortars back willingly, right?
Yeah, I pulled them back willingly.
Had your Panther shoot at the Comets, he missed. Had your Panzer IVs shoot at the Pershings, no effect. Yeah, pretty much nothing happened. But it's still worth noting. Alright, moving on to American turn number 9. Alright, American Allied turn 9 and the conclusion. So, took out the 2 Panzer IVs finally. Pushed up onto the Panther, but was unable to finish it off, unfortunately. And Max and I have come to an agreement where I have acquired his intel for the next battle. His Panther and his infantry get to run away. His field gun stays and dies. Everything. Max, thoughts?
I rolled terribly this match, but it's become very apparent that the only thing that rolls well are Panthers for me, and that's pretty much a lot of what I have left in my reserve, that's all next match is pretty much going to be. I didn't make Josh bleed as much as I wanted to because of how bad I was rolling. So he pretty much has a pretty decent formation left while I'm left with scraps. So it's not looking good for me.
So, next battle report will be in a zone that we have yet to fight in. It will be in Zone 3 Alpha, Max's final line of defense. It could very well potentially be the final battle report of this campaign.
Whether I win or lose next match, I think is going to be the final battle report in general.
We won't have the forces to fight after it. That's probably what we should do. We should just see what we'll be able to send in at once and just see what we could do with that.
No! Hold up. I have so many Panthers, I don't think you have enough models for it.
Well, I'll check. But yeah, so that is... What is this, Battle Report 6? Yeah. That is Battle Report 6. Ends with an Allied victory, my first victory with an American-led formation. The next Battle Report will be in Zone 3 Alpha, the potential Axis last stand. So until next time, thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Alright guys, so as you saw, it's quite a lengthy game. You probably noticed that using the natural light from my window wasn't doing it anymore as the sun had gone down and it was almost midnight by the time we finished the game. But yeah, ended with an Allied victory. The first Allied victory, mind you, that was primarily spearheaded by an American formation for once. So there's a little bit of historical accuracy for you. But yeah, um, this could potentially, our next battle could very well potentially be the last battle in this campaign, depending on how it goes and everything. Obviously, if it's an Allied victory, then it will end with the Allied victory of the overall campaign. If it ends in an Axis victory, depending on how many units we have left in our reserves, will determine how we go about doing the potential final battle after that. But hope you guys enjoyed. As you saw that whole battle, we'll go over a little quick review here for the battle report. So the last full formations prepare for the second Battle of Foy with the American Wrecker Company launching a double-headed assault, as you saw, against a fairly divided German defense. The American Shermans pushed the left flank while the infantry with my Pershings and Chaffees pushed the right. The Germans deployed their little spearhead at the beginning. There was the Panzer IVs in an attempt to better split my two forces. The Americans were able to fairly quickly eliminate that spearhead and began aggressively pushing my infantry, or the Germans began aggressively pushing their infantry through the artillery fire. Germans then launched the ambush with the Tiger tanks in the exact same area they did last time. But fortunately, this time around, I was able to get hits while on the flanking maneuver with my Shermans and was able to kill both of them with some lucky dice rolls. Thankfully, it didn't turn into the massacre it did last time. Reinforcements began arriving from both sides, my British Shermans and Comets, and then Max's Panzer IVs and Stugs. And his one field gun, which is no longer with us. In an attempt to diminish the Allied assault, some of the German Panzer IVs, as you guys saw, attempted to flank my Pershings. He did get one of them, which wasn't the happiest with, but the majority of that formation is still alive, so we're good there. Ultimately, in order to preserve his few remaining forces, Max withdrew his troops from Foy, ending in an Allied victory. So I know he wanted to preserve that one Panther. Like, we were in between the second to last and last turn. We were like talking a little bit and debating on like how Max wanted to withdraw from it because he realized that he wasn't going to be able to win. He was just trying to bleed me from more units or whatever, which unfortunately didn't work out as well as he was hoping for. But I do know that he does have a fair amount of Panthers still left in his reserves, and whenever he's utilized Panthers against me, I end up taking a lot of casualties and I've oftentimes lost. So we'll see how this next and potentially last battle report go. But until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Take care.